In this section, we can see about glands. Glands are the collection of cells which have secretory function. So, the function of the glands is secretion. So, it will secrete something like hormones or enzymes. So, these are the secretions that the glands will secrete. So, now we can see about the classification of glands. Based on the presence of duct, the glands are classified into two types. They are the duct glands and ductless glands. Duct glands are also known as exocrine glands, and the ductless glands are also known as endocrine glands. Here the duct glands means here the secretions are released through a tube-like structure that is called the duct glands. That is, through this duct the secretions reaches to the particular area, that is the duct glands. Presence of duct. The examples are salivary glands, mammary glands, sweat glands. These are all the duct glands. So while seeing the ductless glands, here the secretions will be directly poured into the blood, that is the ductless glands. And the glands which come under these ductless glands are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pancreas, adrenal gland, gonads, thymus gland. These 7 glands are the endocrine glands. We saw about the classification of glands and its types. All these glands will produce minute quantities of secretions, and that secretions are called the hormones. And these hormones will diffuse into the bloodstream. From the bloodstream, it was carried to distinct parts of the body to perform its function. The branch of biology which deals with the study of the endocrine glands and its physiology is called the endocrinology. Thomas Edison was the father of endocrinology. The term hormone was first introduced by W.M. Bayliss and E.H. Sterling in the year 1909. Secretin was the first discovered hormone. So the first discovered hormone is secretin. Now we can see about the pituitary gland. This pituitary gland is also known as hypophysis, and it is also known as master gland because this pituitary gland will control and regulate the other glands. So all the other glands are controlled and regulated by this pituitary gland. Hence this pituitary gland is also known as master gland. This pituitary gland is a pea-shaped compact mass of cells, and it is located at the base of the midbrain. It will be located at the base of midbrain, and it was attached to the hypothalamus. So this pituitary gland is attached to the hypothalamus with the help of the pituitary stalk. So this pituitary stalk is helping the pituitary gland to attach to the hypothalamus. This pituitary gland is composed of two lobes, which is situated at the posterior end and at the anterior end. So the lobe which was present at the anterior side is known as the anterior lobe. It is also known as adenohypophysis. And the lobe which is present at the posterior side is the posterior lobe, and it is also known as neurohypophysis. So these are the two types of lobes, that is the two lobes which are present on the pituitary gland. So already we saw this pituitary gland controls and regulates other glands, hence it is known as master gland. So now we are seeing that this pituitary gland is composed of two lobes. So how these two lobes are working? So the two lobes, that is the anterior lobe and the posterior lobe, these lobes are controlling and regulating the other glands and their hormones. Like the anterior lobe is controlling growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, gonadotropic hormone, prolactin. Then the posterior lobe is controlling the vasopressin and the oxytocin. Now we can see about the growth hormone, that is GH. We will represent it by capital G, capital H. That is growth hormone. These growth hormones will promote the development and enlargement of all tissues of the body. And the improper secretion of these hormones will lead to Dwarfism, gigantism, and acromegaly. So, dwarfism means decreased secretion of the growth hormone in children. So, children will face this problem, decreased secretion of growth hormone in children. The characteristic features are stunted growth, delayed skeletal formation, and mental disability. These are the characteristic features of dwarfism. Then gigantism. Gigantism means giant, that is very big. So here there is over secretion of growth hormone in children. So this gigantism also occurring in children, and it is characterized by overgrowth of all body tissues and organs. So all the body tissues and organs are getting overgrowth. Hence there will be, it will attain abnormal increase in height. So height will be very high. That is the gigantism. So this dwarfism and gigantism, these are found in children. And this acromegaly, it is the excess secretion of growth hormone in adults. So adults are facing this acromegaly disease, this problem. And it will lead to abnormal enlargement of face, head, hands and feet. These are the characteristic features of acromegaly. This is about the growth hormone. Then the next is thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH. This thyroid stimulating hormone controls the growth of the thyroid gland. This thyroid stimulating hormone will controls the growth of the thyroid gland. Then the next one is the adrenocorticotropic hormone, that is ACTH. And this hormone will stimulate the adrenal cortex for the development of its hormone. So what is this adrenal cortex? It is the outer portion of the adrenal gland, and this adrenal gland is located at the top of the kidney. So this adrenocorticotropic hormone will stimulate the adrenal gland for the production of its hormones. It also influences the protein synthesis in the adrenal cortex. Then the next one is the prolactin, that is PRL. It is also known as lactogenic hormone. Lactin means milk. And this prolactin will initiate the development of mammary glands during pregnancy. So during the time of pregnancy, it will initiate the development of mammary glands, and after the childbirth, it stimulates the production of milk. So it stimulates the production of milk after childbirth. That is about the prolactin. The next hormone is the gonadotropic hormone, that is GTH. It comprises of two hormones. They are the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. And these two hormones are essential for the development of gonads. So for the development of gonads, these two hormones are essential. So first is the follicle stimulating hormone. Its role is, in male, it will stimulate the germinal epithelium of testes for the formation of sperms. And in female, it initiates the growth of ovarian follicles and its development in ovary. So the ovarian follicles will develop and grow in the ovary. For that, this follicle stimulating hormone is helping. The next is the luteinizing hormone, LH. In male, it promotes the Leydig cells of the testes to secrete the male sex hormone testosterone. So, in male, it is helping in the production of the male sex hormone testosterone. In female, it causes ovulation and it is responsible for the development of corpus luteum, and also it helps in the production of female sex hormones, that are the estrogen and the progesterone. So estrogen and progesterone are the female sex hormones. So all these hormones are controlled and regulated by the anterior lobe, that is the adenohypophysis. Next we can see about the posterior lobe or the neurohypophysis. This posterior lobe comprises of two hormones. They are the vasopressin and the oxytocin. This vasopressin is also known as antidiuretic hormone, ADH, antidiuretic hormone. The role of this vasopressin is, In kidney tubules, this vasopressin will increases the reabsorption of water. So it will absorb water from the urine. So if there is deficiency of this vasopressin, so if there is deficiency of this hormone, what will happen is it reduces the reabsorption of water and it will cause the increase in urine output. That frequency of the urine output will be more, and that condition is known as polyuria, and this disease is known as diabetes insipidus. This disease is diabetes insipidus. So here what this vasopressin will do is it reduces the loss of water through urine, and hence it is named as antidiuretic hormone. This is about vasopressin. And the last hormone is the oxytocin. Oxytocin here, it helps in the contraction of the smooth muscles of uterus at the time of childbirth. So at the time of childbirth, it will contract the smooth muscles of the uterus. And the second function is it helps in the ejection of milk from the mammary gland after the childbirth. So after the childbirth, it helps in ejection of milk from the mammary glands. These are all about the pituitary gland and their types. In the next video, we can see about the other hormones and their types.